It's the one we've all been waiting for, and it's finally made. Joyce versus Joseph Parker on the 24th of September. Unbeaten heavyweight versus the former WBO champion of the world. And I'm delighted to say that I have both guys with me today. Joe, how you doing?
Very good. Good to be here.
Yeah, good. I had to go and look for Joe, but he seems to have found a way.
I think I was in here first.
So he found his pen as well?
The pen?
Yeah.
You guys haven't had a signed contract. That's why I wasn't here. It's finally signed today.
Yeah, well that's great news.
I'll box the head off you.
All right, let's see.
No, we will see.
I haven't even asked a question yet, boys, so that was a fantastic start.
Deep down there is respect.
Listen, deep down there's respect, but I didn't want to smash his face.
But
right?
yeah,
we're
gonna,
that's what fighters want to do.
I'm gonna smash your face in.
It's all part of the game. You know what? You sound exactly like a duck.
Yeah.
You make it like an exact duck.
Walk like a duck, quack like a duck.
That's what
Do you think he swerved you, Joe?
Huh?
Do you think he swerved you? And do you think he was pushed into this position to take the fight?
Yeah, I think that it was all like this. All stars were aligning for the fight, and then he took the other route that like some other.
Why would I say?
Well, that's what I was going to.
You know
How does it make you feel now, though, that the fight is? He's
so he wants to make sure that he's covered. Once I beat him, that he's got another fight. The tickets, the seats, everything. He's like, oh, how about this? How about that?
Well, listen, do you know this fight, right? Say I beat Joyce, right? I'm already locked in for a rematch. If he beats me, there's no rematch. So why do you need a rematch?
That's a really good shot from Hammer over the guard and right onto the chin. There's another shot from Hammer, another great right hand from Christian Hammer. Joyce starting to find his range, got a decent shot through there. Joyce gets back to work as usual.
Landed a good body shot.
Landed a good body shot. Hammer was grimacing and he's down on one knee. It's all over. And Joyce is back, and Joyce is back with a stoppage victory.
Your own performance against Christian Hammer, how happy were you about that?
Yeah, I was happy. I wasn't too happy with like getting hit cleanly a couple of times, like 3-4 times in the first round.
Can you afford to take the shots that you took against Hammer? Can you afford to take them shots against Joseph Parker?
No, not really, and preferably not. But I think I'll have to be going in there a lot more switched on and more prepared as well, because I think it's going to be a tough night. It's risky, but it definitely leads to bigger and better fights.
Joe, and certainly in his last fight, he shipped a few punches earlier on in the fight, a few right-handers. I don't want to see him doing that in this fight, but the one thing about him is he is capable of taking those shots. You don't want him to do it. You're behind your hands saying, ooh, but he does it, he takes them, and he's relentless, and he comes forward. And I think he's going to, I'm hoping he's going to break down Joseph Parker.
Joe, we all know what you're about. You're tough, you take shots to land your own, you're extremely fit. But I heard this amazing fact about, well, is it a fact? You're going to clear it up, that you have 3 times the bone density of the normal man.
It's actually ×5.
×5?
Yeah, like I did a test in Middlesex, well, it's the Saracens ground, and all the rugby players has the same test in the DEXA scan, and most of them, like the next highest I think was like ×3.
Yeah.
But I was like ×5, so it's not something I would like to rely on. I prefer not to get hit, but like,
it helps.
Yeah, it helps. It helps
Yeah.
if I do get hit, that I can keep moving forward.
How did you see the Hammer fight going? What did you think of that, Joe's performance?
I think it was good he got him out of there, which is what I think people expected from Joe.
What did you think about, he took some big shots, and me and Joe had talked about that before we come on here.
Yeah,
he won't be hitting me with them shots.
No?
Just to clarify.
Yeah. And
listen, I'm faster than Hammer.
If you do,
and he got clipped.
Say if you do hit Joe with the shots that Hammer hit him with, and they have 0 effect, mentally, how tough is that in a 12-round fight?
It's not one shot going to damage him. I'm going to damage him a lot of shots. Punches and bunches. That's what I need to do. Break him down.
Yeah. Step
by step, round by round.
Okay, thanks.
Stay low, keep your chin down. Yeah? Keep your legs planted, keep your balance right, yeah? Keep your balance right. Don't punch too hard where you throw yourself off.
How much of an influence has Andy Lee had on your, I suppose, your performances as a fighter and as a person as well?
I've achieved great things with Kevin, but I made the right move at the right time to link up with Andy, all thanks to Tyson. You know, he made the connection. And with Andy, it's not so much just the training, he is a teacher.
Yeah.
And he's changed my program and my schedule and my training, and he's made me enjoy it again.
Yeah.
And I love training every day.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
It's important.
It's important, and I lost that passion along the way. I'm very happy to be linked up with Andy, and I think I have a great team here in the UK. And I'm excited for him to come into camp and get to work, because when we get to work, we've had one camp together and went well. The second camp even better. I think the third camp we're going to show a lot more improvements.
Do you think they'll stop him?
I know I can stop him.
Yeah.
It just takes the right punch at the right time. And any fighter can stop any other fighter, but it's practicing and timing. And I know I can achieve that with Andy.
Yeah.
I know I can win, but it'll be great to win with a knockout.
You may have been overlooked a little bit in this fight. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, listen, a lot of people are saying I've had my time, and he's saying it as well. I'm on the down path. But I feel like I've got a lot to give, and I've only just begun in the second phase of my career.
I'm going to ask you about strengths and weaknesses, and I'll ask you first, Joe. What is this man's major strength, and what are his big weaknesses?
Listen, he's got height, reach, and he's got power, and he's got a very, very good engine.
What do you say about this man?
He's got your durable chin, you've got a big punch, you actually got the skills as well to like avoid punches and block punches, and you can work inside and at range, so you've got like a good skill set, like a decent foundation, and like I think it's going to be a tough fight.
See, listen, we can be nice to each other. Let's be nice again. Be nice again.
After the fight,
Just knuckle the thing.
After
knuckle
the
thing.
Right, so you didn't mention his chin when you talked about his strengths.
That was one of the things I should have mentioned. He's got a very good chin.
How does, obviously it's something that you would get criticised a bit, Joe, that you would take a lot of shots, but clearly you've got a fantastic chin. Is that something that you think about in training? Like you might be nailing this guy, and you would hurt other guys, but it may not have an effect on him. How do you deal with that in a fight?
You just keep breaking him down. No,
Can he be broke down?
He can be broken down. Everyone can be broken down.
Tyson Fury as well has been kind of closely linked with you, and you're training alongside him. He's been seen as almost a bit of a mentor and someone who can help you out at times. He said some really positive things about Joe, and I think he said he's one of the guys who's given the toughest night in sparring.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel going into this fight, getting that hearing that from Tyson Fury?
Listen, it's great. It's great to get insight, but also it just means that I have to do everything right in this camp for this fight. Focus.
You have to give yourself a lot of credit, because it is a risky fight. You're the WBO #1.
Yeah, definitely, because it kind of raises the bar, and it makes me have to work at a higher level. So then when I fight these next fights, then I'll be in a better place.
Yeah.
Because I've fought at a high level at tougher position, and I think Joyce Park fight is the perfect fight at this stage.
So we're in London at the minute. Are you heading off to Las Vegas for a camp again with Salas?
Heading off.
Do you enjoy it out there?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it has its it has its highs and its lows. It's still, at the end of the day, I'm still working. It's at training camp, so it's go to the gym, come back.
Yeah.
Go to the gym again, come back, and but what helps is that it's got like the hot weather. It's got a little bit of altitude, and also the facilities as well. The UFC and Salas is obviously the main pull, because he has a gym there and he gets the best out of me. So, but all in all, it's a boxing. There's plenty of sparring and everything.
How does this fight go? How do you see it going on the 24th of September?
I think like first bell rings, it's going to be. I think it's going to be an all-action fight and a great fight. He's going to test my chin, and it's going to be hard to hit. It's got the makings of a really great fight.
How does it finish?
I will beat him up, and I'm either going to knock him out in the mid-rounds or on points. Yeah. I haven't decided yet. It's up to Andy. Come up with a game plan.
Yeah.
But when you have two confident fighters coming into a fight, it's going to make it a great fight, because we're both going to give it everything we have.
Yeah.
And I'm not that fighter anymore who's going to box and move and rely on just movement and avoiding shots. I want to mix it up.
Is this potentially your hardest fight to date?
this will be the hardest fight. You know, all those fights are hard fights. Every fight's a hard fight. But when you have someone with this determination to be champion of the world, highly ranked, have all those strengths about him, this is going to be a very tough challenge.
Let me ask about motivation in this fight. You've been a world champion, you've been at the top of the hill. But what is your motivation, Joe? To get there, to become a world champion?
Yeah, of course, I'm on the way up, and this is my long-term goal to be heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm very close to it, and I've got this man standing in my way.
Do you see this as the perfect, I don't want to say a stepping stone, but the perfect fight to get you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the best
guys?
fight out there. He's, you know, he's been to the top of the mountain, and he's a very tough, like, rugged guy. So it's definitely the right, you know, progression to fight him before I fight the next level, the next round.
And motivation for you, Joe?
I just want to beat this guy.
Yeah. What about your family? You've come out, you train away from home as well, and you leave your family behind. You go to Vegas, but you travel to the other side of the world.
Yeah.
You've kids.
I've left New Zealand, left my wife and 4 kids.
Yeah.
To come here and train and fight.
Is that a motivating factor for you?
Motivation is that I'm doing this more for myself now. I used to do it for other people, but now it's for myself, and now it's for my immediate family, wife and kids.
Yeah.
And I just want to beat this guy up on my way to the top.
And is that a big motivational factor for you? I know how close you are to your mum, and your close family. Is it? Do you use them as a motivation?
No, I set out my goals and I aim to deliver them, and I perform on the night as well. So, but yeah, obviously, being a boxer, you have to make sacrifices, and there's so many, like, weddings, birthdays, you know, everything that you miss. Like, I've been doing this for a lot of years now, so it's, you know, it's tough, and you have to make sacrifices, and that's how you be successful. That you know, let yourself. Like, you take yourself out of the situation and you isolate yourself and to get the best out of you, and that's what I do when I go to Vegas.
There's a lot of respect between both you guys. I want you to look at each other in the eye and tell each other who wins this fight and how. And I'm going to ask you first.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to get you out of there.
Yeah, you're going to try and do that, but I'm going to beat you up more and then hit you more and avoid your shots and just take you out. I could take you out early, I could take you out late, on points or however.
On points?
I'm winning.
Did you say on points?
Huh?
Did you say on points?
Anyway, but I prefer to knock you out.
Do we get a handshake, boys?
What's that?
I think you'll all agree that we've got a fantastic fight on our hands on September the 24th, live on BT Sport Box Office.